All right, so it was brought up a couple times that there might be some interest in learning how to do a technique like this for anyone who doesn't know it. And so what we're going to talk about is taking a ggplot visualization out of R and how to load it into Illustrator to do some further designing and tweaking. And so I'm going to do this tutorial based on a viz I've been working on for a video that I want to record about how to sort of like recreate New York Times visualizations, or get close to publication ready visualizations done in ggplot. And so I've been working on a viz that's based on this New York Times visualization that tracks unemployment rate and calls out these bands of federal rate increases. And so that's what it's based on. This is the viz right here. You can see things are a little on top of each other, but that's okay. And so anyway, so we've got our viz. So you'd start with a viz, and we'll start with exporting it to PDF. Let's make this something like 18 by, 8. We'll call this tutorial viz. Save. Here it is. You can see, exporting it a little bit bigger. Move these arrows around. I don't particularly love these arrows, whatever. And what we'll do is if you just load it into Illustrator, get all this stuff out of the way. Okay, what you do is you Control A, select everything, hit Object up here, and come down to Clipping Mask and hit Release. What this is going to let you do is select every little element in here. And you can do whatever you want to it. So if we want to fix these arrows, actually I don't love the arrows at all. So we're just going to get rid of them. Just get rid of the arrows. We'll put some new ones in a little bit. But the text is a little small. So we will select same appearance. And that selects everything that looks like text. And we can do object, transform, transform each. And let's make them all twice as big. Hit OK. So everything's a little bit bigger, a little bit easier to read. This title is now obnoxious, so we'll get rid of that. And let's start by grabbing these numbers, nudge them over a little bit. Do the same thing. Let's get this source out of here for a second. See, I can just move it wherever I want. Select the numbers, move them a little bit, give them a little bit more breathing room. This here, actually what we're going to do is we'll do a select, same appearance again. Let's get all the text selected, and let's get it off of Arial. Let's pick something. This happens to be here, so what if we did work sans light? I don't know if that's great, but we'll just do that. We'll expand the artboard a little bit, give it some more breathing room. Okay, maybe a little bit more on the bottom. And then we can take our source, toss that in there. That's a little too big. Make it a little bit smaller. That seems okay. If we don't love this color of the bands back here, select one. You can do the same, let's say fill color, so it gets all the bands. And let's give it a different color. So what about like a skyish blue here? Okay, that's kind of nice. And if we don't love this area color, what if we made that maybe a little oranger, something like this? It's kind of nice. And if we want to actually hit just the line, I'm going to lock the area. Now let me select just the line on top. And we'll just copy the same color. Oops, what did I just do? Oh, let's reverse it. There we go. Not perfect, but you get the idea. Oh yeah, this little dot down here. We want that to also be the same color. It's kind of nice. And there was a call out in this viz that I didn't include in the actual ggplot, so 3.8% in February. Actually, another thing here, this line is much darker. So maybe what we'll actually do, can we reselect the line? Where's its opacity? Here, it's at 30%. Let's make that 100%. There we go, that looks nice. And we can take this text, I'm copying it, pasting it, put it up here for a second. And we'll do 3.8% in Feb. 3.8% in the original is a little bit bigger and a little bit bolder. Is there a bold in here? Like a bold like that. And we'll just move that right about here. That's a little too bold. Maybe a semi-bold? Medium? Medium's good. And there's a little line there. So we'll just make a little line. And Where's the stroke? See, I told you I'm not the best at Illustrator. Here it is. Give it a line weight of like 1. And whoopsie. Okay, make it big. A little easier to drag. Oh, it's supposed to be black. Make it black. Make it small. Oops. Maybe like that. And we'll have it come off of this dot. Get the 3-point in fib. It's a little too big. Shorten it up a little bit. That's kind of close to the viz. This needs a little bit more breathing room to account for that. And then we needed a couple more lines here. One goes this way. Let's give it some weight. Maybe like 0.5. Copy it and paste it. So one on this side. And another one on this side. This one's too long and too high. So something like this. Something like this. And give it an arrowhead. And give this one an arrowhead. And now we've pointed out our periods of fed increases and kind of created something that looks, oh, we didn't give it a title. I know I always harp on titles, but what we'll call this one is how to export ggplot to PDF and load it into Illustrator. Voila. There you go. And then you can file, save a version of it, export it for screens, and you've, oh, look at that. Why is that light blue? Let's make that like gray. Whatever, that's good. But again, so you can select anything, get each of these lines, your axes, you can do whatever you want and customize it however you'd like. Right, hope this is helpful. See you soon.